Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Oh,
I blame Mark Zuckerberg.
blame Mark
I
Zuckerberg.
do. It takes forever for Facebook to get running.
Right.
So, like, on my computer, what I do is I shut down everything in the hopes that maybe things will sync up. I didn't double check because we're running late today. But then I run the app instead of running like Mozilla or Google Chrome or something like that. I just run straight to Facebook off of OBS.
Yeah.
I know this is minutia, but geez, some days I'm blaming everything but myself, even though it was all my fault. It was what we had 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, I better do something.
I better do it.
I better do it now. Now must be time.
Right.
It happens.
I mean, I think it's a timing thing. You'll get better at. Okay, I need this much time roughly to.
Well, no. The worst is I do know that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. Today we were running late.
Okay.
True story. That's what happened.
I know a little late.
It happens.
It does happen.
It happens.
Happened enough that I almost got fired.
From where? Where'd you get fired from?
No, I almost got fired. I didn't get fired.
From FedEx?
Yeah, that's when I quit.
Oh, I forgot to mention. You don't like to talk about these packages
I don't
you touch.
think they care.
I understand. I'd be embarrassed too how many packages
They made me
touch.
sign something saying I can't besmirch their name or something.
Oh, we're not.
But I don't.
There was no besmirching.
Oh yeah, there wasn't any besmirching.
No besmirching to be had.
Yet.
Not a bit of besmirch.
No, not yet.
I saw no smirch A, B, or C. There was no smirch.
Wanted to talk about service.
Well, yeah, I think squanching's really important.
Does squanching have to do what?
Well, when I try to squanch another squanch, it's squanchy here. Service.
Yes.
Helping other so it's real easy. Like I could go through a list of things I need. Oh my God, help me. I have. I believe I have. I'm pretty sure I have. I have.
I think so.
So I gave that up.
Right.
And because it just kind of happens if I'm just I just try to give other people value.
Right.
And I don't know what'll come back.
That's a very valuable thing.
I don't have any service.
Yes.
Helping.
Yes. One of the things that what do you call it? I hear because I used to be on the side of YouTube that was like self-motivation and business focused and stuff like that. And one thing I constantly heard was it's always best to help people before you ask for something or before you even think about you think about yourself. The first thought should be, how can I help this person? Don't expect anything. Exactly. Don't expect them to help you. Don't expect just build a relationship. If you want to go somewhere, build a relationship, yes, with people that can help you, but don't make that the primary don't make that the primary focus. It shouldn't be.
If I'm just helping everybody.
Right.
I don't even have to worry about who can help me.
Right.
Some of them might be able to.
Sometimes people are going to be able to help you in ways you didn't even think you needed help.
Well, but here's the thing. I try not to let my brain go down the road that you're down. That maybe someday this person can help me.
Well, I don't.
That maybe some of these people even might be able to help me.
I don't put as much.
No, I'm not judging.
Yeah, I don't put a whole bunch of stock into it. It doesn't mean that because I help someone, I expect them to help me. That's
no. I get what you mean.
A bit egotistical, and I don't think it's a good idea to think like that at all.
Well, so as opposed to like letting that thought even, I'm not attached. I don't know that. I just put it out there, and because there's no way to know.
I think there's no way that it's not a thought in my head. It doesn't mean that I have to act different.
Right, I get you.
I don't think that I have to act on the fact that it's a thought. Yes, it's a thought. Obviously, I'm gonna think about what could happen. You know, that's.
I see where you are now. I'm going to think about what might happen.
Exactly. That's not...
You don't have any control of that.
Drawing knowledge from what might happen or making actions based on what might happen is a bad idea. Just in general. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. You're not going to, like, be able to predict the future.
You're not going to control the universe?
You're not going to control the universe. It's not going to happen, man.
So if I just consistently I don't know, launch my good out there.
Eventually some of it's going to come back. And
what if it never does?
What if it never does? Sure. I don't think the universe is going to do that to you.
Why would you think the universe is doing something to me if it
never
comes
not do that
back?
To you. I just mean I don't think the universe is, like, set up like that.
I don't think the universe has any attention to that.
I truly believe if you put out positive energy will come back to you. I think negative energy will come back to you.
I think it's all still your positive energy, but that's okay. That sometimes your positive energy is reflected. Sometimes it is absorbed.
Right.
Them dark spots, that dark matter.
Right.
You know,
there's some people that drain.
Some people are that dark matter.
There's definitely going to be people out there that just drain and take and take and take. But you're going to find positivity. You're going to find people... I
don't even think anybody's dark matter, by the way. But anyways, go on.
You're going to find people that want to help. You're going to find people that want to be around you. You're going to find people that genuinely care for you. You're going to find a lot of that.
What if the only people I'm looking for is people that need help?
What if the only people you're looking for
Instead
are people that need help?
And you help them, and I don't know any of those other people you're talking about. What if I don't want anything out of it other than it feels good to help people?
Good too.
You know, what if my one selfish picadillo is the joy of joy?
If your motivations are self-centered or selfless, I don't really care as long as the action is relatively selfless.
Oh, right. That's my whole... So if you're spreading compassion, I don't care.
If I'm helping people with the idea, but not an expectation of people helping me. I'm not expecting anyone to help me. If I do good, then I know good will come back to me. That's just something I know. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't care how it's going to happen, but I know eventually it'll come back. If I do it just out of the goodness of my heart and I don't want anything back, or I don't care if anything comes back, it's still a good thing. I still did a good thing. I still can feel good about it. At least I think, you know?
But no, I agree. No, yeah. I'm not. No, I please, I don't mean to take anything away from it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just expressing kind of where I'm at with it. That a lot of my thoughts lately have been in oddly those directions where it's kind of like, oh, I don't care if anybody ever notices the stuff I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but if I could just help these people, if I could just help those people, you know, that it's kind of funny. I had somebody reach out to me, and one of the things they brought up was, well, but you could promote your nonprofit. I get that that's part of how that works. I really do. But in my head, the way I promote my nonprofit is that I'm good to people.
Yeah.
All right. So far, I mean, other than the fact that it hasn't helped financially at all, it's worked really well.
Yeah.
Other than the money thing, you know, I mean, I've expanded my connections.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I've managed to even maybe help a few people here or there. Not help. I don't know. I'm not plant a few seeds here and there.
Yeah.
You know, in my head, my service is, how many trees can I plant? It's Johnny Appleseed. It's, so, how many trees whose shade I will never know can I plant before I go? And I mean, obviously we're not talking about real trees. We're talking about, how do you change the world? That's what service really is. It's, how do we help each other? If you see a friend down or not a friend down, do you stop? Or because you see somebody that may not be able to help you, you walk by?
I always assess whether or not I can help this person first. I don't really care that much about whether or not this person can help me because I don't usually expect help.
Right.
Like that's not really something that I do.
Okay.
I try my best to help people in whatever ways that I can. I don't always do a good job at it, but I try.
How do you define help?
How do I define help?
Yeah.
I mean, emotional support. I can't do much financial support. Let's be honest, guys. It's not happening. But anyways,
if you are from a universe where lint is the main form
of currency,
Ross is a wealthy man. But in the universe we have chosen to reside in, mind you, not by choice. The lint isn't getting us much.
Right. Yeah, I try to help in whatever ways I can. I mean, most of what I know is I'm kind of emotionally smart. So that's kind of I'm kind of good at that. So I try to help people where I can because my friends seem to always come to me with, "Hey, I'm dealing with this." I'm like, "Okay, let's talk about it. Let's figure this out."
Well, it sounds one of the biggest ways you can help is just listening.
Yeah.
I try to listen, and I try and go, wow, that sounds really rough. I try to
Right.
give the person credit for what they're feeling instead of trying to take it away.
I also try to remember to ask, do you want to vent or do you want like a solution? What's your goal here?
What are you hoping for?
Yeah, what are you hoping for? How can I help you if I can?
Well, if you can get them to talk it out, if you can just get them to acknowledge what it is that they're talking about, most of the time it's cathartic enough to get the solution that you want.
Right.
How's the volume on that? Can Brain?
I can hear him in my headphones, but I don't know if that's just because he's in the room.
I brought my outside voice, Brain, of Pinky and I believe he's given up taking out like the world. Hold on one moment, please. My brain needs a microphone.
I'm gonna say you can do that one.
Which one?
The red one.
No, that's way the hell over there though, and I'm not.
Yeah, good point.
I know what I'm doing. You're supposed to be vamping and filling sound.
Hey people, how you doing?
They can't see nothing, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there we go.
What is that shirt? Cheech and Chong?
It is Cheech and Chong. I am wearing a Cheech and Chong shirt today.
They're pretty cool dudes, man.
Hold on, it's on here. That should actually say something, Brain.
Hello.
Can you hear my brain?
Yes.
You can hear my brain. So, my brain was just mentioning that the reality is, a lot of times, so we go through a list of how can we help.
Mm-hmm.
And those are our lists of how we can help. Though, if we look back on how people helped us, so many times it was just somebody hurt us.
Right.
Is that the general gist of it, Brain?
Pretty much.
The reality is, we almost make helping too hard. That most people just want to be heard. They want to feel like somebody else sees that they're going through it.
Right.
High or low, we all want to be seen. Not in the sense of, oh God, I want to be famous. I need people to see me.
Right.
But in the sense that, so that people can feel like they get to exist as who they are.
Right.
And most of us spend a huge portion of our life trying to hide that we're struggling. And most of us spend a huge portion of that struggle wishing we could just share it, not give it to somebody. I don't mean that at all. I mean just to go.
Yeah.
The day's got me. I mean, we've done a whole show called Turd.
Yeah, we did. We did do that. That was the title.
Well, but the reality is, everybody thinks somehow there aren't days where all there is to eat is turds. Yet all of us know there are days when you wake up and Mr. Hanky's sitting on your chest, staring at you, going Heidi ho. And everybody's like, well, what can I do to help? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do the other? Can I, tickle your butthole with a feather? What is it that will make you happy? There isn't a way to make somebody happy. I remember somebody used to look at me and go, I used to make you happy. Like, I had let them down by not... That, the whole big thing that, defined who they were.
Right.
Well, yes, but I'm the one that helps you.
Right.
Okay, now that I'm carrying that.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, I didn't fail myself, which is what's going on in my head about why I'm dealing with anxiety and depression. I failed you.
Right.
Which helped, actually, because then I laughed about it, like, wait a minute. It's ridiculous to think I failed myself, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a constant of trying to figure out how much you can help people. So I feel like I need to get back to that therapy track.
I get that.
Because yeah, actually tomorrow I'm meeting with my therapist.
Oh wow, cool.
So it's hard to explain that I spend so much time in my head that I can never, like, I almost feel like I can't tell people enough. I almost feel like every time I start to get into it, it just pours out. And I know, at halfway through, I'll start to feel like this person did not ask for all this. They were just, this is coming with a lot. Like, I'm coming with a lot,
You know that's what they're being paid to do, right?
No, not the therapist. I mean, like, when I'm talking to
a friend,
non-licensed therapist.
A friend, we call this. You mean a friend?
Yes.
Do you mean a non-licensed therapist? You mean a friend?
Yeah, that's what a therapist is. I mean, that's what a friend... Yeah. I'm not... Words evade me all the time. Weird. Can't talk. I don't know English.
I don't know that your friends are licensed well enough to provide therapy.
No, I don't think so.
But...
No, I don't.
That's just called advice.
If there's not a bill, it's just advice.
Take that with a grain of salt.
Brain, are you suggesting you may not want to trust your ability to choose non-licensed therapists?
I'm just saying that's why they call that wisdom as you get older.
Right?
Like oh no, like we were talking a couple of days ago about like the machinists with 3 fingers. Like that's probably the safest motherfucker in the building because he's seen some shit, okay? But he had to go through that shit to understand that shit, like he's wise now, but when he was younger he was a dumb motherfucker.
It just dawned on me, do you know why he's safer now?
Because he's been through it.
No, because 2 out of 5 times when he goes to cut a finger off, it's already gone. He's just made the odds better. Haha, there's no finger there. You thought you were going to get me again.
I got you.
Like Captain Hook and the crocodile.
Absolutely.
But I mean, yeah, the people that have been through it, like, yeah, okay, you might want to listen to them, but at the same time, you might not. Just because they've seen it and they've done it, that don't mean that they have the answer. They just have a perspective of it. They have a perception of you. That's all it is. That's just somebody else's idea of something.
Well, it's all projection.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way to go about doing something.
No one can figure out your path. Don't get me wrong, that's the Buddhist in me talking. But the reality is, the reason that was something I accepted was no one could explain what I was going through, because the only person that really has that experience,
right, It's you.
Me.
Right.
Welcome to the way the meds work now. That's why they keep dialing stuff in. They've even come to terms with the idea that we don't know. We are throwing spaghetti at the wall when it comes to understanding mental health.
Well,
Yeah,
they're practicing medicine, okay? They have no fucking idea. It's a ballpark. Well, we think. What do you know? Well, not much. We think it's this, so we're going to try this. Okay. Well, at least you're honest, Doc. We're not sure. We're going to test for this. Thanks.
Right?
You know? Like, but they want, because you're spending all this money, they want, and all these tests are expensive, they want you to think that they have all the answers. They don't. Okay, the human body is a very complex machine. The human brain, they don't have a goddamn clue. They have no fucking idea.
I'll be honest,
Because it's literally more complicated.
When I went into inpatient, I had less confidence than like when I first. It was weird. It was weird how it happened. Because like when I was there, I was feeling really, really good, and then like as soon as I got out, I was like, wait a second. The doctors don't really know if this stuff is gonna work, right?
Nope. They don't.
Like they really don't at all.
What they have is a history of other people that have gone through similar situations,
Yeah,
and they're doing the best they can.
I understand.
It's a numbers game.
Totally.
It's like a survey. Survey says.
Right.
It worked with everybody else. We don't know why it's not working for you. You know how many times I've heard that shit? Quite a few. Quite a few. But when they're testing for meds, I highly recommend everybody get that oral swab that does the DNA test, the genetic test, because those markers give you an idea of, it puts drugs into categories for you. Let you know, hey, this may work, this may not work, this is probably not going to work. Because a lot of the shit they had me on was in the will not fucking work category. I was like, you dumb motherfuckers. If you'd have done this test, you know how many thousands of dollars you'd have saved me?
My brain
For a
doesn't have
$15 test through my insurance company, you could have saved me like so many thousands of dollars. But no, you guys didn't want to do that.
Right.
It's the reality that DNA. So once you realize that we're doing logarithmic medicine, okay, so picture what we do is it's Facebook's ability to predict somebody's pregnant. So the more pieces of information we have, the more chance we have of getting it right. Now, outside markers, we're just guessing because we're going by what you say and what the doctor notices. If you at least add DNA testing, it lines you up with all of the other. It's like pop it into a computer,
right?
So that then it comes out with the logarithm of, oh, this is the most likely option.
Although I will say I haven't encountered any DNA testing that like can diagnose you with something. Is there any?
You can get likelihoods for stuff. Yeah. No, this is not diagnostic in the sense that this is going to diagnose what's wrong with you.
Okay. No, it lets you know what medications are on the market are more likely to work for you.
Gotcha.
So what stuff historically with people with those DNA markers has ended up working right or not working?
Got you. Okay.
You can't look at it and go, there's the answer.
Got you.
But just as much as on the outside when you were trying to decide, you were practicing. You were using non-scientific data to practice. If you add scientific data, in other words, we see you and you fit into all of these categories, this makes this likely.
Right.
If we add the fact that, whoa, not only do we see you, but we see you, and that now disseminates more categories and it's more specific.
Yeah, because some of these medications have got horrific fucking side effects. Some of these medications they had me on, I was like a goddamn yo-yo. I'm up, I'm down, I'm all over the damn place. I'm playing walk the fucking dog. I don't know what's going on. And they're like, oh no, it's just the meds messing with you. I'm like, that's great. Can we get a different medication then, please? Like, well, if I didn't have to go through all that crap,
right,
maybe I don't have as many hang-ups with doctors that I have now.
Right.
Because I went through all that crap for all them years. Well, if we do this test initially with everyone that's going through all this stuff, maybe we eliminate some of these problems that we're having so that we don't have these stigmas created for these psych patients,
If the logarithms on Facebook can define that as a woman is pregnant or she knows, because of the similarities in the choices she makes, non-related to pregnancy. If you put that much energy into the logarithms examining these kinds of things, you'd be amazed. But that's kind of what we're doing. It's just, it is funny though, where it was necessary for economic gain, it happened immediately as a model for every social media. That we have this technology. It's not, but it takes, scientists have to be desperate for funding and get somebody to say, yes, we'll pay for you to work on that.
Right.
That's the difference. Over here, we're making money with it. I've said for a long time that, one of the, speaking of service, the guy that built the logarithms around Facebook that now everybody hates, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody like that wanted to really give service, if he claims he feels guilty, he feels bad about it, the whole nine. Okay. A hammer's just a hammer.
Right.
You built a really cool hammer.
Right.
We notice how well it works.
Now,
imagine if, okay, just because you have an axe, okay, and you've killed people with it, doesn't mean that axe can never chop wood again. This is my outlook on how, if we want to fix the world, anyways, the point is the internet's like toxic, everybody says. Because if you want to fix that, well, you have to realize that it's a tool. It's not a thing that has control over us.
Only toxic if you allow it to.
Well,
the ones and the zeros are not inherently evil. It's how you put them together.
Right, exactly.
I can still sharpen the axe and go cut down trees with it if it's the right tool for the job. The entire world is connected and can give service to each other now. Especially when you realize most people just want to be, what was that thing that we thought we might do most to help people? Hear them?
Yeah.
There is no amount of lines on a map that defines where I can just hear somebody. So if the thing you can do most...
I didn't get that one, I'll be honest.
Well, no. If the thing that you can do most to give service, 9 times out of 10, is just hearing people, just letting them feel like they're heard, that's universal. That doesn't know any boundaries. That doesn't... I can be here to listen for anybody. If all that it takes for everybody to feel a little better is for somebody to listen to them. If all you have to do to give, to actively want to give service back to your world is just be open to the idea that the other people hurt too. But I mean, the way we approach everything is first, it's about us. It's we hurt. That's the reality. Hey, I need help here. I'm hurting. But if the biggest way we can give service is just admitting that the person across from you needs help and is hurting. That I find even when I'm in that situation, sometimes listening to somebody else, man, changes my perspective on what I'm going through. That on top of it all, this whole helping thing, this trying to give some sort of service to your fellow beings, it oddly lightens yours.
I've definitely had conversations with people that I went into the conversation with a bad mood and they were in a worse mood. Through the conversation, we both lightened up a little bit.
Right? I mean, is that magic? Think about it. That maybe two negatives do make a positive. But anyway, I don't mean that way.
Well,
not the other way, but that way, yes. That to some extent, though, whether you're
two
sharing...
negatives with positive tendencies. No, I'm just...
Walk into a bar. What's their preferred pronoun? No,
Purple.
Purple. Exactly.
That new age math.
That's the reality. Jimi Hendrix tried to teach it early on.
3 + 5 is 6.
No?
Yeah.
I think that's
It's
great.
11.
Oh.
11.
11.
Some teacher told me it was 13. But...
So if you open your eyes to the idea that being helpful to people isn't some hard thing. It isn't, I don't have any money, I can't help anybody. It isn't, you know what, I'm not strong, so I'm sorry, I can't help you carry those heavy things. It isn't, sometimes it's just seeing somebody and going, wow, you're really struggling with those heavy things. I'm not a lot of help with those heavy things, but I'm here, and I see you.
Right.
I'm struggling over here too.
Right.
Oh, so we're both struggling? I'm not alone? No, you're not alone. You're not alone. The universal thing is the struggle part. We get so lost in ours, though, we think everybody else is not struggling. And so it gets really hard to give service because we get so lost. When you're drowning, it's hard to go, how can I help other people?
Right.
You know, you're desperately trying to scream for help.
Right. You're not in a mind state to help other people.
But somehow, opening up to people, and you've done group therapy, opening up to people and other people opening up is cathartic.
I've found that being around people is better for my mental health. I mean, yeah, there's some times where I get overwhelmed and stuff and I take a break, but I've found that usually the more socially active I am, the more happy and the more confident I am.
Isn't that weird? And the thing that we naturally do when we're feeling it is isolate. That the solution is probably to Eeyore it out.
Yeah.
I love Eeyore. I'm going to explain why I love Eeyore. Eeyore is the first normalized depressive character in literature.
Mm.
And what I mean by normalized is he's in all of it. He's depressed in all of it. His friends don't mock him because he's depressed.
Right.
His friends help him put his tail on when it comes off. And they go on with it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make Tigger less rambunctious or Pooh less the leader of an East Asian communist nation. But it makes it, oh, come on, honey.
Funny.
It was the idea that Eeyore is allowed to exist as Eeyore.
Mm.
Even though he's down,
Right.
you know, that some days you have to Eeyore your way through. You got to go out with, you know, your buddies and tour the 100-acre wood or whatever, and you'll feel a little better afterwards, even though it isn't where you wanted to be.
Right.
But it's almost it's an impossible place to be if every 10 seconds somebody's going, what can I do? 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 What can I? Oh, I see it. What can I do?
Leave me the fuck alone.
Shut
Shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
But as you may notice, as much as that's what's going on in my brain, that's not what I say though. But yeah, oh my god, there are moments.
Yeah.
I get, world gets way too peoply for me. So yesterday, and over again, people are constantly amazed by how outgoing I am. You are so extroverted. I am so amazed. As I'm hiding in my basement.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know me, or those of you that do, that's why you don't see me.
Or do you?
If I wasn't semi-socially inept, I would be dangerous.
If I wasn't semi-socially inept, I'd be dangerous.
I would be.
Well,
Sometimes I don't get the cues and I don't really know what's going on. But if that wasn't in my way, I'd be talking all the time and just
keeps me humble. Yeah, shuts me up. Shuts me up. Keeps me from saying the shit.
No, I'll go like I don't know. I don't. Never mind. Don't stop. No, stop talking, please. You stop that.
But then you hold yourself back too much, and you're not being genuine. And then you just desperately need somebody to hear you, so you can feel like you can exist in the world.
I try to balance it, but it's a lot of
which
it's
mask?
A lot of seesawing.
Which mask that you wear is the most comfortable?
Which mask that I wear is the most?
Trick question. Not supposed to be wearing masks.
Okay.
Well, but to normalize the idea that humans are human would do more to change this planet than anything else. Hey, kids out there in Internetville, guess what? Your parents are making it up as they go along. You should not get hit at 18 smack in the face with the knowledge that adults don't know what the fuck they're doing. We don't. We're just trying to figure it out. All of us. Every last one of us on this planet. Think of the person you're most impressed by and realize that he tripped over his shoelaces this morning.
Right.
You know what? His balls hit the water and he was suddenly jolted to life. You know, that the ladies you look up to the most have boob sweat. Ladies, just so you know. It's just a reality.
I'll tell you what, the hardest thing about probably, you have to accept that there's a piece of you in every mask you wear.
There is.
You have to conglomerate them, turn them into one. It's not a mask, that's you.
The thing is that it's the part where you're constantly trying to figure out what's the right answer instead of what is the answer.
Right.
It's the part that we all stumble over is instead of letting it be okay that we are who we are and to say genuine things. Now, I get if all of your genuine things are how much you hate the world, why you should hold that back.
Right.
But I think the reasons we hate the world is because we're holding the other stuff back.
The Darius of the world, you want me to be.
La la la. Everybody says they want to hear the truth until you speak the truth. So, you gotta find a middle ground most of the time.
Pretty much.
Well,
like, oh, tell me the truth. Like, bitch, you don't want to hear that.
I think compassionate plays in somewhere. I think the goal is to hopefully, but in the end, the funny thing is what they want is heard too. I want to know the truth. No, you want me to hear you. You don't want the truth. You want me to hear the thing you need to hear and say that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what you say instead. No, I'm sorry. You know what? I get that you want to blame the pants or the dress for why. Does that make you look that? No, you do. No.
I think the more you tell the truth, the more you get used to like the idea of disappointing people. Like,
wow.
no, because
that has not been my experience.
Sometimes like people have such an expectation. Like people will show me their song, they have such an expectation, and I'm like, okay.
Well, here's the trick.
And
okay.
I don't mean. I'm not trying to be mean about. I don't want to be mean about it. I don't want to.
There's a way to give answers compassionately, though.
Okay.
It's so that some of it is just okay, but give an honest answer, but a constructive one. Just being a douche and saying isn't very helpful.
Okay. Maybe that is.
That we often think, oh, I'm being honest. It's like, okay, honesty doesn't have to be like a razor blade you're cutting people up with, though. I mean, I do it. No claims here. This is not a, hey, by the way, I know tell you how to do this the right way, and I want to tell you how the right way to do it, because I say better than that. No. That one of the things I work on constantly, because I have an issue with that, is, okay, so how do I answer people compassionately and still respect my boundaries? How can I help them and help me? Because if I come up with an answer that's not true, because I'm trying to avoid hurting them, I've worked us both into a corner that isn't fair to either of us. And I've done that. That's not their fault.
Yeah.
That people's music is crap, you're right. And so when I listen to it, I tend to point out, ooh, wow, I like that piece. I'd work on that. Or, hey, you know what, are you comfortable? You know what I mean?
I've gotten really skillful at talking about what I like. Comment sections, because I comment on people's stuff, and I don't always like the music that they have, but there will be a piece that I like, and I'll be like, I like this piece.
You point out the thing that resonated with you enough to stop you.
Exactly.
Sometimes I point them at karaoke and go, hey, you know what, if you're trying to get looser and find your beat a little bit more, one of the things I've learned helps. Well, it's one thing to catch voices. I think that's huge for trying to learn other places your voices can go.
That's one thing that rapping along So if you want to experiment, you need an instrumental. But if you want to learn how to like have a fundamental flow, you need to listen to the song and try and like catch it, like catch the pocket that they're in.
Well, sing along.
Exactly, sing along.
That there's something to be said for practices admitting other people already know how to do it. Why am I trying to reinvent the wheel?
Exactly. And then if you want to go off and make your own flows, then that's cool.
Right.
But you can do that. You can do that with an instrumental. You don't have to.
So you're saying even the thing that will help you is by listening first.
Yes.
And that would be of good service to you.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You never expected that to come all the way around.
No, I didn't. It was like a full circle.
Well, I was trying to help you.
I didn't know how it did that.
I know. I was just trying to give you a little. I was trying to give you service. I was trying to help. And with that, we will be back tomorrow. We will do this again.
What time?
30 o'clock-ish.
Okay. That sounds
good. Sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds right up there with
So one of the biggest things we found, Matt Ross and the Brain, is that in the end, a lot of times service is just listening. That's a lot of times you can help by just listening.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying if you go to YouTube or Spotify and you just listen, it would be of service to us and help us? You're brilliant.
I think so.
You're brilliant, I say.
I think that's the way.
You're brilliant.
That's the way we end that.
I think you're just brilliant. I think there is brilliance in you, my friend. This is what I think.